And we say good morning to. We are broadcasting live, brand new week, heading into Memorial Day weekend. We are live at one of my favorite places. Been with me since day one. Can't thank him enough. Spencer and Nick and Corey and Evan and Moretta and gosh, Amy and the whole kit and caboodle of the staff here at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance here in Blumpville off Shipley Ferry Road. And so we are broadcasting live again on this Monday, May the 21st. Countdown to Christmas if you care. Most don't. 217 days from today. And this is show number 751. Folks said, Wes, this will never work on the internet broadcast. It continues to go up, and we are well over, almost 1,700 followers now every day on every show. That's just the ones that are locked in for sure every show. So it continues to grow, and that's what it's all about. And we, of course, give credit to the good Lord as his show. So we always get it started by dedicating it to the man who hung on the cross of the verse for the day. And today it's Psalms 121. It says, 1 through 8, by the way. Look up, your help comes from me, the maker of heaven and earth. I will not let your foot slip. I watch over you day and night. I will keep you from harm both now and forevermore. Amen. Oh, yeah. So, you know what? I got the bell, too. I brought it back. And so, it is down here. Oh, gosh. I promise you I have it. So, I hear it. There it is right here. As long as they didn't get out of the bag. Here we go. Ready? There you go. Kind of a wimpy bell. Anyway, Bracken Paving, 323-8726. Tis the time to get in line and get a quote. Let the folks come out and give you a quote, and let them check about your commercial parking lot, church parking lot, or a residential driveway, or all three, all the above. You can go to the website and find out more, brackenpaving.com. But again, the number is very easy to call, 323-8726. Call and ask for Evan or Corey, and these guys can sit down and talk to you about what they need, or Spencer, but certainly can talk to you about what you need as far as having a driveway paved, or a parking lot paved, or crack fill, or again, they can stripe a parking lot. They can put the bumpers on the end of the parking spots. Really, they run the full gamut. And also now they are beginning to get into concrete. We'll let Corey and Evan talk about that coming up here in a little while. So lots going on. We got the NBA, got the National Hockey League, got Major League Baseball. We got a pole setter for the Indianapolis 500. All that coming up. And of course, it is Spring Fling Week in Murfreesboro. We've got several teams heading down, including the Elizabethton Cyclone baseball team, which we were very proud to give you the game on Friday night. And what a barn burner. 3-2 in the bottom of the eighth inning. Logan Eastep drives home the game-winning literal 2 out, 2 strikes, bottom of the eighth, extra innings. Corey Russell third, and Logan Eastep drops a flare into right field to score the winning run. Place went nuts, and as a result, as we speak, Elizabethton's on the bus heading to Murfreesboro for the TSSAA state tournament tomorrow, and we'll run down all the brackets and give you everything you need to know about everybody in AAA, AA, and single A softball and baseball involving our local teams. We are well represented this year heading down to the big dance, and we certainly hope everybody, because we're in different brackets. In fact, baseball has a team from our region in AAA, AA, and single A. Softball has a single A, and we've got tennis, and we've got some other soccer. So we're going to run down all that for you coming up here in just a few minutes. Our guest today will be Mike Ezekiel by phone. He'll join us coming up at the bottom of the hour. Again, East Tennessee State Buccaneer baseball back home after a successful run this weekend in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Getting ready for the Southern Conference tournament coming up on Wednesday. And we'll talk to Mike Ezekiel about that coming up here in just a little while. Top of the hour, Mike Hedrick, our NASCAR fans reporter live in Northern Virginia. He'll join us. And how about Kevin Harvick? Not only does he win when it counts during the regular season, but he also went home with a cool $1 million in his back pocket as a result of winning the All-Star race in Charlotte over the weekend. And so now you come back this weekend for the Coca-Cola 600 for Memorial Day weekend, the longest running race of the year, 600 lapper. And so we'll hear from Mike Hedrick all about that, and the truck race, and Martin Truex Jr. heading off to the White House to see President Trump. We'll get all the very latest NASCAR from our buddy Mike Hedrick. And then also, of course, from right here, Evan Crawford and Corey Moore from Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance coming up throughout the show as well. So we are full and packed out as we normally are, and we like that here on this, again, show number 751 on this Monday, May the 21st. A week from today, there'll be no show. It's Memorial Day, and a lot of folks will be off and picnicking and at the lake and doing whatever, which is all fine and good. But the real reason we celebrate Memorial Day is for those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect us here in the greatest country in the world. So you'll hear about that all week long. We're not going to lose sight on this show of why we really celebrate Memorial Day. Yes, it is picnicking. It is the pools opening. It is a lot of businesses are closed for all the reasons we talked about, but the real reason, again, is to honor those, at least that's the way I was told, well, not told, I know this, to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice to protect the freedoms that we enjoy in this country 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Freedom ain't free. There was a price, and it was the blood of many, many men and ladies serving in the branches of the military down through the years. So we won't let that get away on this show, I can tell you. So, of course, my father, United States Marine Corps, Semper Fi, man, miss that fella. Goodness gracious, I miss him. So anyway, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll let you know what's going on in local teams, where they're headed, and who they're going to play coming up next year as we take our first segment into local sports. That would involve, again, who's going down to the big dance in Murfreesboro. We'll tell you all about that right after you hear this, as we're live here at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance again on this Monday, May the 21st, show number 751. And we'll take a break and be right back right after you hear this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call, and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Welcome to the Mini Morning News Show, where we are so excited about Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis for breakfast that we've minified the news.
In real estate news, tiny homes for those who like everything within arm's reach.
In culinary news, micro food, because, small plates.
In entertainment news, this year it's all about the mini-series.
In pop culture news, mini everything.
Because, aw. All right, thanks for listening. Now go put some mini in your morning with the chicken you love for breakfast. Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis until 10:30 a.m.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show live at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance at 323-8726, the number to call, or go to the web at brackenpaving.com. And again, you're looking for residential or commercial. If your parking lot's faded out because of the snow and the ice this winter, need a restripe, they can do that for you. They can install those bumpers at the end of the parking spot for you, those bright yellow bumpers. I think that's what they call them. Corey, you call them bumpers, is that correct? Yep, the bumpers. He's going to be talking about this, he and Evan, here in a little while. So, also crack fill, the old nemesis for asphalt in the wintertime is freezing and thawing. It breaks up the asphalt, and the water, which follows the path of least resistance, goes in underneath the asphalt, and of course begins to break down the bed, if you will, or the foundation of the driveway, and that's where you get your spider cracks. And I'll let these guys talk all about it a little bit later on. But the bottom line is, if you go out on your driveway or your parking lot and see spider cracks or just cracks, whether there's little hairline cracks or big wide cracks, they can help you. It's what they do and do well. It's called crack filling, and we'll let them talk about that coming up here. Also, they're now doing concrete, and they can do concrete curbs and what have you. So, again, 323-8726, the number to call. On the screen, be sure to, if you have not entered to win tickets to go to Dollywood, we're giving those away 2 weeks from today. TomTaylorSports.com/contest is all you need to do. Got 4 or 5 states represented already. And so first name, last name, email address, and the town you're from. That's all we need. So good luck there, all right? We are live here again. We are, again, at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance on this Monday, beautiful Monday. Muggy, sticky, yep, we know that. And so the good old East Tennessee humidity's kicked in for sure. That tells you spring's here. When humidity kicks in, that's a good sign. It means summertime's here. We're past the freeze mark, long past it on May the 10th. So folks now putting out gardens and planting tomatoes and all the late spring crops you can get out now, in particular tomatoes, because the freeze line, freeze date, I always told my late friend Alan Ward's feed store was May the 10th. So we're long past that. We're 11 days past it. So a lot of folks are buying up the tomatoes and the different plants and getting them in the ground now, because 'tis the season. AAA baseball, here we go. Let's run them down for you. First off, Science Hill will play tomorrow at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock our time. So we'll go with our times. 5 o'clock tomorrow. Science Hill 35-7 taking on Collierville, who is 35-7. Collierville in the field for the 9th time, all of them since 2004. They won the AAA title back in 2013. Collierville has won 15 straight games, 11 of those by shutouts, so obviously they're a pretty good team. Here's the thing, too, folks, of what kind of draw do we get? Who do we get? Or do we get a cream puff? There is not. Let me tell you, you're down to the final 8 teams in the state. In all 3 divisions, there are no cream puffs. Science Hill, Collierville. The other brackets in the AAA baseball, Rossview at 29-12, taking on Siegel at 30-8. Also Arlington at 17-11, and Stewart's Creek 21-15, and then Brentwood and Seymour. Brentwood at 26-8, no record on Seymour. So 2 teams are there from last year, Stewart's Creek and Brentwood. In fact, Brentwood won the whole kit and caboodle last year for the AAA baseball. In AA, Elizabethton, the Cyclones taking on Stewart County tomorrow at 5 o'clock from Smyrna High School. Again, it is Stewart County at 24-6, Elizabethton at 26-8. Other side of that bracket, Grundy County at 23-10, taking on Riverside at 24-9-1. Greenville, the Green Devils are in at 24-11. They take on Smith County tomorrow and Blackman High School. And then also Forest, 22-15, battling Covington, 32-9. Covington, a repeat from last year. They finished 3rd in the state a year ago in AA baseball. That's your AA bracket. And then in single A, you have University High taking on the powerhouse Loretto. Loretto at 31-2, the defending state champ of the tournament at 31-2, and they can play, obviously. Likely University High will see Ryan Weathers, who is signed with Vanderbilt, rated the number 18 prospect in the country. Likely will go in the first round of this year's Major League Baseball draft coming up on June 4th. He struck out 18 in a one-hitter against East Robertson in Friday's sectional games. So University High has their hands full, obviously. 23-11. Loretto at 31-2. Also, South Pittsburgh at 23-10, battling Trinity Christian at 26-6. That's coming up again tomorrow afternoon. Again, University High plays at 7:30 tomorrow night at Middle Tennessee. Then you have Greenback at 29-8, battling Union City at 35-2, and then the other bracket in single A baseball, Columbia Academy at 27-9 against Gordonsville, who is 22-9, and that is the single A bracket. And you have Loretto, Greenback, and Gordonsville back from last year, and Loretto won the state championship a year ago, and that would be, hello, Betty Lacey, that will be University High's opponent. So again, AAA baseball, Science Hill plays tomorrow night at 5 o'clock against Collierville, both teams at 35-7. In AA baseball, Elizabethton plays Stewart County at 5 o'clock tomorrow night at Smyrna High School. Cyclones at 26-8, Stewart County at 24-6. Greenville plays tomorrow at Blackman High School against Smith County. Green Devils 24-11, Smith County at 22-11. Those two will play in AA. Then from our neck of the woods in single A, you've got University High at 23-11, taking on the defending state champ Loretto at 31-2. That is your baseball bracketing for the state tournament. Now, softball. Man, this AAA tournament is loaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams from last year are there. And so you have Knox Powell at 38-7, taking on Walker Valley, 31-9 in softball. They'll play that one tomorrow. Dyer County against Brentwood tomorrow. Ottawa and William Blount tomorrow, and Henry County and Hardin County tomorrow as well in AAA softball. In AA softball, you have Gibbs, who won the AAA state championship a year ago and dropped down to AA. They're in it, and so in the AA girls state softball tournament, 1, 2, 3, 4 teams from last year back there. McNairy Central, the state runner-up a year ago, they'll play Kingston. White House Heritage battles Meigs County. Sweetwater against Creekwood, and Gibbs against Dyersburg. So a great bracket in AA softball for the ladies. All that starts tomorrow again in Murfreesboro. Then the single A, how about it? The Unaka Lady Rangers at 28-12, playing against Gibson County tomorrow at 5 o'clock at McKnight Field number 3. This is the Murfreesboro Sports Complex and McKnight Fields in Murfreesboro. Summertown and Whitwell, 2 teams there a year ago. They'll play each other in single A softball. Cascade against South Fulton. Gibson County against Unaka. Lady Rangers at 28-12. Gibson County at 24-10. And then Sale Creek will take on Houston County, and that'll be tomorrow as well. So in single A softball, Unaka Lady Rangers there a year ago. Back again, they'll take on Gibson County. Gibson County's first trip in, so we're hoping to catch them off guard and see what happens. So Unaka taking on Gibson County, which is making its first appearance in the AA tournament. Lady Rangers on the same side of the bracket with tournament favorite Sale Creek, which is playing Houston County. So they will have their hands full there. In soccer, Dobbins Minute from our neck of the woods. Hello, Wanda Jones. Dobbins Minute from our neck of the woods taking on Blackman at 5:30. Indians have to be happy with their draw, which has them opposite top-ranked Station Camp at number 3 seed Houston, which must meet in the AAA quarterfinals. Dobbins Minute, which is ranked number 2, drew a team with a good record, and Blackman at 13-1, but the Blaze are unranked and making the first tournament appearance since 2007. And on the same side of the bracket with Dobbins Minute are number 4 Brentwood and Rossview. So that's what's going on there in the AAA soccer tournament. In girls tennis, Dobbins Minute from our neck of the woods representing all of us against Brentwood. Lady Indians have the work cut out for them. They'll go up against the 3-time defending AAA champion Brentwood in a semifinal match. And so that'll be coming up again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Everything gets started tomorrow in the bracketing for the baseball, softball, and soccer tournaments coming up again tomorrow. Everything gets trucking in and around Murfreesboro for the tournaments tomorrow. All right, there we go. Let's see if I can do it. That's a little bit better. A little bit better lighting there on the old scene. Hey, we're live again at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance, 323-8726, located off Shipley Ferry Road here in Bluntville. And again, they're a phone call away. Bracken Paving, if you have a residential driveway or a parking lot or a turnaround in your home, turnabout, what they call turnabout, if they have cracks in it, you want to give them a call and come give you a look. Here's the thing, you'll meet these guys in a few minutes, Evan Crawford and Corey Moore. They will tell you straight up, if you don't need their services, they're not going to stick you. I promise you. They will not stick you. I know these people, they've been with me since day one, 751 shows, and Spencer McKenzie and these folks will do whatever it takes to make it right and do it good and give you a good, honest job, but they will not stick you. If they come out and give you a look at your driveway or your parking lot or your church parking lot and say, with a little bit here, a little bit there, we can save you for another 2 or 3 years having it done. That's how they do it. That's how they roll. 323-8726. Their website is brackenpaving.com, and they're just good people, and again, dedicated to service and quality workmanship. And so to learn about Bracken Paving, including their history, paving process, the staff and company values, again, just visit the website at brackenpaving.com. So right here on Shipley Ferry Road in Blumpville. Again, these folks have been with me since day one. Can't thank them enough. They do a phenomenal job. And again, they can, as I said earlier, the problem with driveways and with asphalt, the old freeze and thaw. So what has happened over the course of the winter, freezing and thawing, it loosens it up, and then that foundation under the asphalt, the rock foundation, begins to give and loosen up a little bit, and the asphalt with the freezing and thawing begins to shift. Cracks form, water gets in there, water, of course, the path of least resistance, and from there, of course, you got problems. So if you have spider cracks or big cracks, they're a phone call away. They can crack fill the machine. They can come out and do it and kind of do a temporary fix for you. Or, again, as we said, if they have to come out and do a full-fledged paving job, they can do that too. So that's why they call it paving and asphalt maintenance. And then, of course, if you need a parking lot striped, if you have a basketball court in the backyard, that the striping and a three-point circle, the foul line, or a tennis court, or if you're getting ready to pave one and need it striped, they can do that for you as well. So they can restripe. They restripe parking lots this time of year. Nothing really makes a parking lot snap out, I think, than to have the stripes repainted, restriped, and also the bumpers at the end of the parking spots. They can help you with that as well. So, and now, as we said earlier, hello, Jerry Keller. And so now, as we said earlier, they're now getting involved in concrete as well. 323-8726. Ask for Corey, ask for Evan. Moretta's here, Amy's here. They're all here. They can get it done. Spencer's in and out as the owner of the company. He's on the move all the time, out checking on the jobs, making sure things are being done right, and they are, or they wouldn't be in his business as long as they have been. So they do a great job. And so, good morning, Tom. Go Braves. Yep, Jerry, you're exactly right. Braves are having a great, great season, and they unloaded Jose Bautista yesterday. We'll talk about that in a baseball segment coming up in a few minutes. And then well, looky there, the lovely Dawn Fisher Lambert. Okay, I'm going to brag on her kid a little bit. She sent me a picture this morning of her daughter who got the Ironman Award at the middle school, and she got that because she not only is a great athlete, but she has been able to maintain good grades. So she showed me a picture of all the trophies her kid got, which is pretty impressive, but the one that I would be most impressed with if I was her would be the fact that my kid not only is a good athlete, but she maintained good grades, which at the end of the day, that's going to get you farther in life than sports is how you do in the classroom as well as how you do on the field. So congratulations to Dawn and her young and Allison. She has a lot to be proud. And by the way, before we go to the break, if you're interested in looking at some really cool pictures, excuse me, go to her website, Dawn Lambert Photography. She was there Friday night and shot, I think she said, was it 700, 800 pictures of the Elizabeth and Gibbs ball game. You can go to her website, Dawn Lambert Photography, and check them out. Of course, you can order pictures too if you got a kid on the team, and or you just, there's some intense, fabulous shots of that ball game on Friday night, so you can check it out for yourself. She does a really, really, really good job, and she's had a lot of compliments on the pictures she's taken from the ball game Friday night. So if you haven't checked it out, do that. Dawn Lambert Photography, and she's a nice lady, and we appreciate her very much. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll go to the phone. We'll check in with Mike Ezekiel from East Tennessee State Buccaneer Baseball, see where the Bucs are getting ready to go into the Southern Conference Tournament this week, and we'll see what's going on with that. But first, let's hear from our good friend, right here, Bracken Paving on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Do you have an asphalt driveway or parking lot? Do you see cracks in the pavement? Well, maybe it's time to call Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance for a free estimate. You see, with the freezing and thawing of winter, cracks form in your pavement, allowing water to get under the asphalt, eroding the stone base underneath, which could lead to your pavement buckling. At Bracken Pavement and Asphalt Maintenance, they can fill the cracks, keeping water out of the cracks. And if you don't know for sure, hey, it's worth a call and a free estimate. Phone number is 323-8726. 323-8726. Residential driveways, commercial and church parking lots. They pave, they crack fill, they can stripe new and restripe old. Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance at 323-8726 or on the web at brackenpaving.com.
This Father's Day weekend, man-made thunder rumbles into town as Bristol Dragway hosts the Fitzgerald USA NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals. Witness the raw power of the fastest sport in the world. Every ticket is a pit pass. Buy before June 1st and save, including free tickets for kids 12 and under on Sunday. Treat Dad to the heart-pounding power of 10,000 horses. This Father's Day weekend, visit ThunderValleyTix.com or call 423-BRISTOL.
Hi, on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Show number 751. Again, the verse of the day. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. Out of the book of Psalms, Psalms 121 says, well, looky there. It says, hello to Amy Hartley. Well, I told her yesterday she looked like the lady from, what was his name, got married? Prince William? Is that what his name? I can't remember what the guy's name was. I'm not into that royal stuff too much. But anyway, she looks just like the lady who was in his wedding. Name's Jerry Maroney, I think her name. Anyway, hello, Ms. Hartley in Charlotte, North Carolina, watching. It's either Charlotte or Roanoke today. I don't know where she's at. But look up, your help comes to me, the Lord says. The maker of heaven and earth, I will not let your foot slip. I watch over you day and night. I will keep you from harm both now and forevermore. Hit the bell. There we go. That's the verse of the day, Psalms 121, 1 through 8. I'm going to tell you real quick before we go to the break and get Mike Ezekiel on. My man yesterday was shucking the corn. Holy smokes, Doug Hartley was on fire yesterday, talking about embers, as a matter of fact, and all of us are embers, and how hot is your ember serving the Lord? It's good stuff. Man, this guy can do it, and coolest place in the world up there at Hunter Memorial Baptist in Stony Creek, and I'm just proud as a peacock to be a part of those folks up there. He does a wonderful, wonderful job. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. As promised, let's check in with our boys. They're closed today, ready to go tomorrow. Was up there over the weekend, had some great food. If you've not been there, shame on you. Phil's Dream Pit off the Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Woohoo! Here's our buddy Phil. And coming up next, we'll check in with Mike Ezekiel with East Tennessee State Buccaneer Baseball on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back with my buddy Phil, Phil's Dream Pit again, the quest for perfect barbecue. And tell us about, big guy, tell us about the Dream Packs at Phil's Dream Pit.
So we offer these Dream Packs that we offer them in equal numbers. So like 4, 8, 12, 20, 24. I mean, we can do them as much as 100 people or more. We've had them go out for 300 people. But the Dream Packs are, it comes with the pork, the sauce, the buns, and 3 sides. So you could do like beans, potato salad, and coleslaw. The price ends up costing you a little under $7 a person, which is an unbelievable value around here.
Well, obviously spring's right around the corner. You're looking at people on the move, going to ball games and Little League games and just being on the move. So this is a great way to come in and get a Dream Pack. And or if you got an event in the backyard, a cookout, or whatever you got going on, this is a great way to feed the gang, right?
It is. And another benefit of it is sometimes people are having rehearsal dinners and they'll have volunteers from their church that will serve. So this is a very inexpensive way to hold your costs down for your rehearsal dinner or your wedding. We do offer full service catering. Gets a little, the price goes up a little bit to have our whole crew out there, but you could do the value packs too and have folks from church serve it and cost you under $7 a person.
Let's squeeze in too before I let him go. Meat by the pound. So again, another event coming up that you just want to come out here and buy this great meat by the pound. You do that as well.
I do. We offer the pulled chicken. We offer brisket by the pound, pork by the pound, chicken salad by the pound. The chicken salad, kind of give us a heads up if you're going to want 4 or 5 pounds of that, because we try not to make that much of it at once.
And all this on the website.
And philsdreampit.com.
Yep.
It has our catering menu. It also has our in-house menu and the value packs, and just an awesome deal.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, they're physically located right off Interstate 26, the Eastern Star exit. So Phil's Dream Pit, philsdreampit.com. The quest for perfect barbecue, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. In Phil's Dream Pit, they are closed today. They're open Tuesday through Saturday. They can flat turn out the grub. I'm here to tell you. You pull up in the parking lot and you just smell the hickory smoked barbecue. We're going to be there. Of course, we go once a month. We'll be there coming up in the month of June. We've already been there for the month of May. Hey, let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy Mike Ezekiel with East Tennessee State Buccaneer Baseball. Good morning, my good friend. How are you?
Hey, Tom. I'm doing excellent. How are you, sir?
Just fine, sir. Thank you for checking in with us. Hello to Jan Broom. Hello, young lady. Appreciate you watching. And Jerry Keller and Wanda Jones and Betty Lacey and Mike Hedrick watching up in Virginia. He'll be our top of the hour guest talking NASCAR. But, Mike, Buck Baseball, you guys came back from a weekend in Spartanburg against the Wofford Terriers. Tell me how it went.
Yeah, it was a big series for us, to end the season, and it was pretty split down the middle early on, and to get that second win was big for us. But kind of a heartbreaking loss to end the season. We were up 8-0 and ended up losing 9-8 in extra innings. That was probably our toughest loss of the year, but not the way we wanted to end. But I think at the same time on that way home, I think the guys knew that the tournament was going to be our time to shine. I think they knew that having Wofford again on our schedule, I think it kind of fires you up after you lose your last game of the season like that, and then you get to play that team again. And knowing that you can beat them, I think the guys are fired up and ready to go.
Well, yeah, you're up 8-0 and lose 9-8. Psychologically, you got to get back on that bus and go, guys, we're better than this, and we get another chance at them. We're going to get them, and they'll get another chance at them this week in the tournament. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We actually got the number 6 seed, and we were actually playing for the number 4 that day, and we could have been as high as 4th, but since we did lose in that game, it broke a 3-way tie and we fell to 6th. So that means we'll match up with Wofford, and we'll play at 7:30 on Wednesday night.
And the tournament is being played where?
In Greenville, South Carolina. It's a beautiful floor field, kind of designed like Fenway Park a little bit, the Boston Red Sox affiliate up there in Greenville. It's got the left field monster out there, and it's a good venue for us, and we're excited. The guys liked playing there last year and did very well, so we're hoping to do the same again.
We're talking to Mike Ezekiel. So right now the Bucks conference record and the overall record is what going into the tournament?
So right now we're looking at a 27-23 record. We're above 500, and in conference we ended at 11-13. Of course, we wanted to even that out at the end of the year, but we're just in such a balanced conference, and when you look at the standings, UNCG kind of the clear winner this year, 3 losses all year, and they've been very impressive. But pretty much after that, it's very balanced, and the number 2 team is Stanford, and ETSU ended up beating Stanford in the conference opening series, and so that just kind of shows you how balanced it is. Citadel just beat Mercer, and they're kind of number 8 right now. Mercer's number 5, and so it just kind of shows the balance that's in the conference this year. And once you get to this point in the season, anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
We're talking again to Mike Ezekiel. We'll run down again the state baseball and softball tournament as everybody's heading off to the spring fling in Murfreesboro starting tomorrow. We'll tell you all about that again, run them down for you coming up here in a few minutes. Top of the hour, we'll talk NASCAR. Kevin Harvick brought home $1 million in his back pocket by winning the All-Star race over the weekend, and so now they set their sights back into the regular season with the Coca-Cola 600 this weekend. Also, the pole has been established for the Indianapolis 500, and oh, by the way, don't look now, but Danica Patrick had a great qualifying run yesterday. She will not sit on the pole, but she's in the top 10. We'll tell you all about that coming up here in a few minutes. So, Mike, again, tell us some of the individuals have done well. I know there's a lot of local kids on the team for the Buck baseball team this year. So, tell us about some of the kids that have done very, very well for Buck baseball individually.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that we've always done at ETSU throughout the past, and of course it's my first year here, but one thing I've noticed is, there's a lot of local talent in the Tri-Cities area. And, of course, the first one that would probably come to everybody's mind is Chris Cook, who's, kind of rewriting the record books at ETSU and kind of hoping to etch his name first place in some of those career records. But right now he's leading the Bucks with a 361 batting average and, leading the team in doubles with 20. He's among the conference and nation leaders in that stat. And, he's just kind of been a constant, a guy that can get on base and, he can do some good things defensively. But more so than that, I think he's just a leader in the locker room. And he's been around for 5 years. He had a redshirt season. And, he's had to overcome some adversity. He got drafted and then got injured and decided to come back for a senior year. And just a guy that every coach would like to have on their team. Chris Cook is certainly that. And then another one of those, his former high school teammate at Dobbins Bennett, Christian Bailey. Certainly another guy I think of, a great defensive glove for us, I think 335 this year. And, those two guys, I think they've known each other a long time. And, it kind of helps to have leaders like those guys. And, it's just, I think we have 8 guys on our team that have been from the local area, including Unicoi County and Ethan Rice. You got a guy like Russell Kester from Kingsport, Logan Gentry, and the list goes on. And I think having that structure of guys who want to be here and, guys that want to stay local, it really helps improve our team, and, kind of wants people from the Knoxville area to come and people from, other states and other places, and it helps.
Well, and of course, the bottom line is there that you recruit these local kids, it puts fannies in the seats. You're going to come out and watch them play because they're local, and that helps the attendance, and it's just a win-win for everybody. And by the way, we've had a chance, really called the privilege at this point, to call 2 games at Thomas Stadium last week with the Elizabethton Cyclones. That is a primo facility, and kudos to whoever sit down and designed it, because that is a very, very, very nice ballpark, as you well know, and it's I've never been there before. It's top shelf, and I would put it right up there with Pioneer Park, which is a great ballpark down in Greenville, the home of the Greenville Reds and the Tusculum Pioneers, and there's some great facilities. TVA Credit Union Ballpark's another good one here, or in Johnson City rather, but I'm telling you, you know this, Thomas Stadium is a very, very nice baseball venue, no question.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And I think one advantage that we have at Thomas Stadium compared to other places, well, first of all, it's pretty new. I mean, it's not even a decade old yet, and I think that helps. But also just knowing that it's a turf field, and ground balls are a lot easier to field there, and you don't have to worry about the natural hops and things like that. And while natural fields are normally preferred, having that turf field, it's kind of an advantage for us at times. And, I mean, it can be a disadvantage, too, when you go on the road. But at the same time, the facility that we have is top-notch. I would say we're definitely among the top half of the conference, and even in all of mid-majors. So we're certainly appreciative of Thomas Stadium, and it's a great venue, as you got to call a game there, and for fans to watch a game also. It's just a great game day environment.
The ballpark down in Greenville, is it grass or is it artificial surface for the tournament?
I believe it's going to be natural. I haven't, seen the surface yet. I've just seen pictures of the left field, and, it looks like a beautiful, setting there with some buildings in the background and whatnot. But, yeah, I believe it is a natural field, and the guys have certainly played on it already, some of the ones that have been back from last year. And making that run last year, I think the guys are kind of used to that and hoping to find that same magic again on that field.
Again, we're talking to Mike Ezekiel, so before I let you go, we'll try and get you back on a preview on game day, because you play Wednesday night against, we heard him say, the Wofford Terriers down in Greenville, South Carolina. So set the bracket. After we beat Wofford, what happens?
All right, so as we look at the bracket, Tuesday night, of course, will be the play-in game. Tony Stoll and Citadel, they're the number 8. They'll play Western Carolina, and the winner of that game will move on to play UNCG. And then we'll have our 8 teams. Of course, the number 4-5 matchup that ETSU was almost in, that'll be VMI and Mercer. They'll play first at 9 a.m., and then the UNCG game will follow at 12:30. And then on that same side of the ETSU bracket, you got number 2 Sanford taking on number 7 Furman. And, of course, Sanford being the higher-ranked seed there, that was a team that ETSU beat early in the year. And then Furman, of course, actually beat ETSU in Johnson City twice. And but ETSU did have a really good run on Friday, being 15-2. So, it's pretty stacked there. But also then at 7:30, the nightcap will be ETSU and Wofford. And if ETSU advances in that game, that will be Game 5. They're going to move on to either Game 7 or Game 9. Of course, it is a double elimination tournament. So if ETSU loses twice, that means, or any team, if they lose twice, that means they're done, with the exception of the play-in game. But, as you win, you move on, and the tournament looks like it's going to go all the way into Sunday. So ETSU hoping to play on Sunday, and that'll be a big one if they make it that far.
Before I let you go, the all-conference team is getting ready to be announced pretty soon. Well, who's coming off the ETSU Buccaneer team that has made all-conference?
That one's it's going to be released at 12 o'clock. Of course, you could go to etsubucks.com to find that as we release the story. There will be a lot of Bucks on there. I can say that, and I think it's an exciting year for us, as we've had some really good players this year and who have really performed well. And all of these guys that have made the teams, the all-freshman team or first team or second team, very deserving of any honors they've had. And we're looking forward to getting that news out there here in the next 15 minutes.
There you go. Mike, thanks for checking in with us, my friend. I'll talk to you on Wednesday if we can pull that off, and I appreciate your time, and go Bucks, all right?
Sounds good, Tom. Go Bucks. Looking forward to it. And, man, that barbecue over there smells good. I smell it through the phone.
Baby, that's good stuff. Again, Mike Ezekiel with us again from East Tennessee State. He's talking about Phil's Dream Pit, and it is, woo, you talking about good. Now, I'm here to tell you. And the other day, and took the little ones because they love going there because they've got a great kids meal menu. So they got some ribs for the kids, and I've got a picture. Maybe I can get it up on the Facebook. I got a picture of the little one. She's got barbecue sauce, from cheek to cheek, and grinning like a fox in the hen house and wearing it out. It looked like there's not a piece of meat left on those bones. Those ribs, man, they cook them right there. Slow cook them all night, ready to roll. And so, again, they're closed on Mondays. Tuesday through Saturday, they're open. Phil's Dream Pit, voted the #1 barbecue restaurant by the Johnson City Press, readers and viewers, and Reader's Choice from 2017. And so they're up for the same award this year as well. And they are excellent, excellent food. Pulled pork. Well, let's see. I'll just go ahead and tell you because I got the menu right here. So somewhere. Let me take a break and I'll have it for you because I've got it. I want to tell you all smack about. Here it is right here. Thank you, Lord. So pulled chicken, pork sandwich, the brisket sandwich, hot dogs. They got hickory smoked hot dogs. Once you have a hot dog from Phil's Dream Pit, you won't want another hot dog. I'm telling you, it's hickory smoked right there on the smoker every morning. They put a bunch of them on there and cook them up. You can get the sampler platter. What a lot of folks are getting right now for these outdoor events and end of the year graduation parties and field days, and of course a lot of the schools going to be getting out this week for the summer. A Vacation Bible School right around the corner. Meat by the pound. They sell it pulled chicken, pork, turkey, brisket, chicken salad, a full rack of ribs, a half rack of ribs, where you can just come in and get it and buy it for to go only on a price per pound situation. The meat by the pound, smoked right there every day. They got the dream packs. This is a good way to go too. This is to take it right out the door. You can get them in increments of 4. For example, for one that feeds 4, which is usually a typical family. Pulled chicken or pork, under $25. You get a pound of pork, 4 buns, barbecue sauce, and 3 sides, which you can choose from slaw, beans, potato salad, and macaroni salad. They're called Dream Packs from Phil's Dream Pit, and so those are available. Half a chicken, brisket, and that's just for 4. Of course, if you need it for 8, need it for 10, need it for 12, you figure out the folks how many you need, and they can help you from there. They do catering as well. They cater a lot of events, so it's a phone call away, or philsdreampit.com, or the phone number at Phil's is 349-6437. 349-6437. Very easy to find right off of the Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at college football. Where did Joe Burrow go? We know the quarterback that left Ohio State, he's re-enrolled, and somebody's going to be a happy camper in the Southeastern Conference. And also one of the legendaries of SEC football fame passed away yesterday. We'll tell you who that is right after this. Time out. We're live at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance on show number 751 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and done. We're your one-and-done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one-and-done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Welcome to the Mini Morning News Show, where we are so excited about Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis for breakfast that we've minified the news.
In real estate news, tiny homes for those who like everything within arm's reach.
In culinary news, micro food, because, small plates.
In entertainment news, this year it's all about the mini-series.
In pop culture news, mini everything.
Because, aw. All right, thanks for listening. Now go put some mini in your morning with the chicken you love for breakfast. Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis until 10:30 a.m.
On the Tom Douglas Sports Show number 751. Thank you for being with us wherever you may be. Got folks popping up here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hello to Amy Hartley. Hello to Don Lambert in Bluntville, Jerry Keller and JC, Betty Lacey and Elizabeth and Mike Hedrick in Woodbridge, Virginia. He's going to be our guest coming up here. There's Vanita. She's in the house. There's our buddy. Thought she was on vacation. Guess she's not.
No, she's back.
I guess she came back. Either that or she's got a twin. So, anyway, we told you last week Joe Burrow leaves Ohio State, said, I want to play somewhere. I'm tired of riding the pine. So he had several options, and he got down over the weekend to LSU and Cincinnati. Well, guess what? He is now a Bayou Bengal. He made the announcement through Twitter over the weekend saying, quote, excited to be playing in Death Valley next season, ready to get to work. LSU and Cincinnati were the two teams really bidding for his services from Ohio State. So without an incumbent starter in place, Burrow has 2 years of eligibility remaining, figures to be in the running to start right away from LSU this year for the Bayou Bengals of the LSU Fighting Tigers of the Southeastern Conference Western Division. On a sad note from the LSU family, Billy Cannon, one of the greatest LSU players in the program's history, passed away yesterday at the age of 80. Again, peacefully at his home. Cannon was the star running back for LSU during the 1958 National Championship season and was awarded the Heisman Trophy. The following season, two-time unanimous All-American and two-time Southeastern Conference Player of the Year. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family as, again, he passes away at the age of 80 yesterday in Louisiana. So we are here live again at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. He's here. He's ready. He said, man, I'm chomping. He just got back here doing a quote. He said, I want to talk to somebody about Bracken Paving, and here he is, my man. Let's get him on. I'm tired of seeing me. Let's get my man in the house on the camera. Boom, there he is, Evan Crawford. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Just fine. Thank you for coming in and letting us be here. And I saw Spencer a few minutes ago. He's out on the trail looking at some jobs that you guys are doing, and right now you're all over the place.
That's right. It feels great inside in the air conditioning right now. So usually I'm riding down with the top down, but
muggy out there.
It's humid, but it feels great. Great for a tan. And
here you go. You've been doing quotes just this morning already, huh?
That's right. Been out and at them. Got here about 6:30. Got started, and then get home typically 5 or 6 o'clock at night. So.
Where you been this morning?
Been to Bluff City and got to go back to Johnson City today.
Yep. Residential, commercial quotes?
Both.
323-8726, the number to call. And also, of course, the website is brackenpaving.com. Of course, Evan is here, and big bright blue bright blue Bracken Paving shirt on. Evan Crawford here with us. And so, folks, tell us out there, wintertime really plays havoc with asphalt. And it can really tear it up pretty quick. The old freeze and thaw. Tell me about it.
Yeah, the water seeps in, gets into cracks, get under asphalt, it freezes. The actual thawing process is actually what damages it. It picks the asphalt up, expands it, drops it back down. That's when all your cracks and everything start appearing. That's when the pumping happens and everything gets soft and squishy once you start walking on it and driving on it.
So how do you fix it? You crack fill it? I guess you come out.
It depends on the severity.
Yeah.
If it's pretty solid, it's not sinking, you can typically put crack fill in there if it's less than about a half an inch, and if it's got mud or dirt pumping through, or if it's moving underneath your feet or when you're drawing it, you got to cut it out, dig it out, put new stone and asphalt back in it.
Step me through the process. Again, we're talking to Evan Crawford. Again, coming up, we'll talk NASCAR at the top of the hour. Kevin Harvick wins $1 million All-Star race on Saturday night in Charlotte. We'll talk to Mike Hedrick about that. Also, some news of the Truck Series. And also, Martin Truex Jr. went to the big house. That would be the White House to see the president. And so we'll find out what that's all about coming up here at the top of the hour. We're live here at Bracken Paving today and asphalt maintenance. So, Evan, I'll make the phone call. 323-8726. Moretta sets the appointment, hands it over to you. You come out and see me, take it from there. What happens next?
Well, to introduce myself and get all the formalities out of the way and see what you have in mind for your driveway. And I want to listen to you and see what you have in mind. And if you give you some guidance as I go through the process. If you don't need the work done, I'll be honest with you and tell you, call me next year and we'll see where it's at. If it's something that we don't feel comfortable doing because it's not a good fix for you in your investment, then I'll give you some suggestions and options to give you a little more life and longevity out of your driveway.
So you see a lot of folks taking the roller, 5-gallon buckets. What do you call that? Sealing?
That is sealing.
Yeah. Now, do you do that?
I don't. I never have. I've paved a few driveways and paved a few commercial lots, but I've never been out with the seal crew and actually painted one. So.
But Bracken Paving does that, right?
That's right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Does it all day long.
All
so
day.
If you don't want to do it, they do it. And in fact, just about every time I go out someplace in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've seen the little yellow yard sign that says Bracken Paving, where they've done the job. So that's what they do and do very, very well. So the first thing you can do is crack fill it. And then if that's not what they need, then you go to the next step, and that would be what?
Patching, typically. Patching and sealing, and then if that's not going to quite cut it, then we'll look at capping a driveway. And I tell people it's just like putting a crown on. You take out around the edges and you put a new tooth on. So same way as a cap. So if it's worse, then we'll dig the whole thing out and rebuild it just like it's a brand new driveway from scratch.
Yep. Also, they stripe parking lots, and that's, as I said before he came in here, I think what really makes I don't know if this is the right adjective, makes a parking lot jump out at you is having it newly striped. I guess salt in the wintertime and ice and all that, that'll fade out of paint, won't it, on the stripes?
It will. It will cause some age and deterioration to it, but striping is, as long as you got a good man with a good chalk line, you can make a parking lot really look great. So it really adds or subtracts away from it.
Yep. And you also spray paint the handicap.
Yes.
Thank you. The handicap spot on the parking lot as well. If you have a basketball court or a tennis court that needs restriped, they can do that as well. I know you've done that from time to time in people's backyards and on schools too, right?
Yeah, we absolutely. We got a big tennis court that we're going to be actually painting and striping coming up here in a couple of weeks, so that's pretty exciting. And,
where would that be?
Roan Mountain State Park. So.
There you go. They're everywhere, by the way. I'm telling you, these guys, geographically, I know Spencer said you guys are getting into Morristown and Greenville now.
Yeah, we paved in Dandridge last year and Saltville last year as well, so we have a pretty wide radius.
Yeah. Residential and commercial. So if you have a commercial parking lot, if you have a church parking lot, you have a residential turnabout or just a singular driveway or whatever the case may be, it's a phone call away, 323-8726. If you want more information, go to the website at brackenpaving.com. And so that's basically the way it rolls here. They do a wonderful job. They've been here for many, many years. They've been with me since day one of this show, which I can't thank Spencer enough. This is show number, and Nick, 751.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. So rolling with this thing. We're going for 1,000. After that, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to try and get to 1,000, which will be, if everything rolls right, without taking off my boots and doing ciphering, it's going to get me in here probably about March or April of next year, the 1,000th show or somewhere through there. So, but yes, they've been with me since day one. Can't thank them enough. So basically, it's a busy time of the year. The crews are all out scattered all over the place getting it done. And so 323-8726. But Right now, time-wise, you're not that backed up, right?
No, we're about 2 weeks out from scheduling, so plenty of time to get everything done in the heat of the summer when everything looks the best, and plenty of time before winter time.
Yep. The only thing they fight against is that good old four-letter word called RAIN. They can't do anything about that, but other than that, when it dries up, ready to go, you're out there doing it, right?
That's right. We haven't figured out that rain dance yet to make it go away, but we're working on it.
Evan Crawford, man, good job. Appreciate you very much.
Hey, thank you, Tom.
Yep, 323-8726. Quick break. We'll be right back, and when we do, we'll go to Northern Virginia by phone. We're talking NASCAR. Biggest race of the year coming up, the Coca-Cola 600. We'll talk to Mike Hedrick next on show number 751. And also, we'll recap the bracketing for the baseball and softball state tournaments in Murfreesboro. We've got a lot of representation this year going to the big dance. That's awesome. We'll tell you all about that. And talk to Mike Hedrick next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Show number 751. We're live at Bracken Paving until 1 o'clock here again on this Monday, May the 21st, 2018. We'll be joined by Mike Hedrick coming up here at the top of the hour in just a few minutes. Again, let's recap what's going on. AAA baseball, local team Science Hill and Collierville tomorrow at 5 o'clock at Siegel High School. That's in AAA. Again, Brentwood, who's in the tournament again this year, the defending champ of the AAA baseball tournament. In AA, the Elizabethton Cyclones at 26-8, taking on Stewart County at 24-6 at 5 o'clock tomorrow at Smyrna High School. The Greenville Green Devils will take on Smith County tomorrow at 5 o'clock at Blackman High School in the AA tournament. CAK, the defending champ from a year ago, they will not be back, of course. And in single A baseball, University High takes on the defending state champ, the Loretta baseball team at 31-2. University High at 23-11. They play tomorrow night at 7:30 at Middle Tennessee State. So that is the baseball bracketing. In softball, you have AAA. No one from Northeast Tennessee is there in the AAA. In the AA tournament, likewise, nobody from the AA tournament in the from AA in the state tournament. In single A, the Unaka Lady Rangers, 28-12, punched their ticket to the tournament for the second consecutive year. They'll play Gibson County tomorrow at 5 o'clock at McKnight Fields Complex there in Murfreesboro. So Unaka at 28-12, and hello Betty Perry. She is such a nut. She and Larry, I'm telling you, you don't get any better than those folks. Betty Perry, go Cyclones and go Rangers. You're right. Unaka 28-12 against Gibson County 24-2 at 5 o'clock tomorrow, again at McKnight Field in Murfreesboro. So that is what's going on there in the high school baseball and softball. Let's run down real quick. Softball, college softball, NCAA, the regionals. It was Oregon winning the Oregon regional. South Carolina wins the South Carolina regional. In Athens, Georgia, the Georgia Bulldogs win their regional. Also, Florida State's in. The Florida Lady Gators are in. Kentucky moves on. The Lady Wildcats. The Tennessee Lady Vols beat Ohio 5-1 to move on out of the Knoxville regional. This is college softball. In Tuscaloosa, the Lady Crimson Tide eliminate Oregon State. In Arkansas, the Lady Razorbacks beat Wichita State to move on. In the LSU regional, it's interesting how all these teams out of the Southeastern Conference, is it not? Because we play some pretty good sports down here in the South. Yeah. LSU moves on in the softball regional there in Baton Rouge. Oklahoma, the Lady Sooners, they move on to their regional, as does Texas A&M out of their regional. In the Seattle regional, the Washington ladies move on over. They beat Minnesota. Also, the Tempe, Arizona regional, Arizona State's ladies move on, and also Arizona's Lady Wildcats move on to the Tucson regional, again in girls college or women's college softball. Baseball news real quick. Let's run it down for you. The Braves now go 28-17 on the season. Dansby Swanson with the comes right back and delivers a single, driving in the tying and winning runs, and capping a miserable day for the Marlins because the Braves entered the bottom of the ninth inning down 9-4 and win that thing yesterday. Big win for the Atlanta Braves as they rally to beat Miami 10-9, and a huge win for, hello Mike Hendrick, we're getting ready to call you in just a second. Braves now 28-17 on the season. Other baseball news, Yankees right-hander Sonny Gray had a good outing yesterday, 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, struck out 5, walked 1 in 92 pitches. He threw 62 of those for strikes as the Yankees win. The Dodgers losing 6 in a row earlier in the year. Now they've got things turned around. The Dodgers completing a 3-game road sweep of the Nationals. Over and above that, facing Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg along the way. Dodgers power bats did much of the talking, including a blast from Yasiel Puig for the Los Angeles Dodgers. How about this? 21-year-old Jordan Hicks, I think David Compton told me last week, this kid played in Johnson City at one point. Jordan Hicks, 21-year-old St. Louis Cardinal. They clocked him yesterday at a 105-mile-an-hour fastball. So he's now tied with Aroldis Chapman as the hardest throwing in the game today. Jordan Hicks, 21 years old, reared back and let one rip. 100. Can you imagine standing? I can't. I don't know what I would do. I guess I would just fall down and say, I'm hurt. Guy's throwing a 105-mile fastball at me from right over there. I mean, that baby's coming. I'm hurt. I can't do it anymore. I just lay down and say, I pulled a muscle standing here. I can't do it. Yu Darvish, big win for the Cubs yesterday in Cincinnati. Struck out 7 across 6 innings. Again, Darvish and the Cubs win. Let's run down some of the changes in Major League Baseball. The Nationals promoting outfielder Juan Soto, one of those youngsters coming up, following Howie Kendrick's season-ending Achilles tendon injury. Braves, we said, releasing Jose Bautista. Yankees optioning outfielder Clint Frazier back to AAA, and Indians have added outfielder Melky Cabrera to the active roster in Major League Baseball. Here is the scoreboard from yesterday, the standings and today's schedule. Then we'll take a break and talk to Mike Hedrick, talk on NASCAR. From yesterday in the National League, Cubs beat the Reds 6-1, Mets over Arizona 4-1, Dodgers 7, Washington 2. They swept them. Atlanta beat Miami 10-9, and they come from behind win. San Diego beat Pittsburgh 8-5, Twins 3, Milwaukee 1, Cardinals beat Philadelphia 5-1. And San Francisco over Colorado 9-5. The divisional standings: Braves a game and a half better than Philadelphia in the East. In the Central, Milwaukee a game and a half better than Chicago, St. Louis, and Pittsburgh in a tight Central Division race. In the National League West, Arizona with a half-game lead over Colorado, and San Francisco is 2 games back. Your schedule today: Atlanta in Philadelphia, San Diego and Washington, Miami against the Mets in New York, Arizona and Milwaukee, Kansas City and St. Louis against the Cardinals, and Colorado will be against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. In the American League from yesterday, Boston 5, Baltimore 0. Oakland beat Toronto 9-2. White Sox shut out Texas 3-0. Minnesota 3, Milwaukee 1. Yankees all over Kansas City 10-1. Angels 5, Tampa Bay 2. Seattle beat Detroit 3-2 and 11. And last night, Houston over Cleveland, a matchup of divisional leaders. Houston 3 and Cleveland 1. The standings heading into action today: New York and Boston are dead even on top of the American League East. Cleveland a game and a half better than Minnesota in the Central, and Houston 2 games better now than the Seattle Mariners in the West. Interestingly enough, the entire Central Division of the American League, every team, Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit, Kansas City, and Chicago, all have losing records right now in the American League Central. Schedule today, a light schedule at this point. Everything picks back up tomorrow night. Yankees at Texas, Baltimore and Chicago against the White Sox, Detroit and Minnesota, as we said, Kansas City and St. Louis against the Cardinals. And that's a look at Major League Baseball. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll go to Woodbridge, Virginia. Talk to my man, Mike Hedrick. We're talking NASCAR coming up next. See what's going on in the world of them cars going around fast. We'll do that right after you hear this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live here again at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance at 323-8726. Been with us since day one. Can't thank our sponsors enough for being so loyal to what we're doing. And, of course, we're cranking out a product I hope they're proud of. Obviously they are. They stay with us, and we appreciate that very much. And so we're here live again at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. We're joined by phone by our buddy Mike Hedrick. Good afternoon, my good friend in Northern Virginia. How's the weather yonder there today?
Well, it finally dried up. We've been like a month. I didn't know we had a monsoon season here in Northern Virginia, but evidently we did. And yeah, yesterday kind of cleared up, and today is it's not too bad of a day. Going to enjoy every bit of it.
We're going to talk about the All-Star race coming up in just a second. The truck race, Johnny Sauter brought home the checkers in a points race Friday night. It was not an All-Star race, but it was a regular stop for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series in Charlotte, won by Johnny Sauter. And, of course, he dominated the event, and there was one mad guy at the podium. And you know, folks, I've read some of the comments, this guy's a jerk. Well, probably, I'm not sure he did it right. I don't know what the right way to do. After you come out of the truck, you've had a very disappointing evening. I'm not sure what's right, what is protocol, but Kyle Busch was not a happy camper. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Kyle Busch was furious after that race. He came in second, but it really cost him his race. His pit crew really let him down. They had costly mistakes, and they repeated them on pit road, sent him having to come back or whatever. So it was just it's understandable why he was furious with this team. You know, what's the right protocol for that? Well, you know what? I don't know. I think he's perfectly fine to be angry, disappointed in this team. I don't think he actually called anybody out, called anybody any bad words. I think it was humorous, like we talked about, when they asked him how he did manage to drive up from the back all the way to the front. He basically just told them, you know, hey, pure talent. It was a mic drop right there. But, yeah, great race right there. Carolina Education Lottery 200. Even with all that great racing behind him, Johnny Sauter still gets his very first truck win there at Charlotte. That's his third for the season, 20th in his career. But, yeah, great racing right there. Johnny Sauter wins the race. Kyle Busch and Cup drivers in second. Brandon Jones, an Xfinity driver, came in third. Then we start getting to our regulars. Brett Moffitt in fourth. Ben Rhodes fifth. Stuart Friesen, Parker Kligerman, Noah Gregson came in eighth. John Hunter Nemechek, he won stage two. He came in ninth, and Todd Gilliland. So great racing there in the Truck Series at Charlotte. Home track for those guys. They really loved it. But, yeah, really great. I think the drama of the day was all the Kyle Busch action, though.
Well, I'm going to defend him, and yes, he is my driver. I like the guy, but I'm going to defend all these drivers. You know, it's very easy for the rest of us in the good old world to say, boy, he was a jerk out there on the press conference. Well, if you put yourself in their shoes, you just come off the job, you got your butt chewed and something went wrong, and back in the plant or back in the factory, in the sales department, wherever you work for a living or at the hospital, wherever you are in your day job, and you just had a bad day and something went really, really wrong, and they stick you in front of a microphone and a camera and go, well, how did it go today, Tom? Mike, how did it go for you today? Well, what do you think they're going to do? I mean, not everybody can switch gears and be a chameleon and go, oh, it's hunky-dory, it's wonderful. Plus, this guy's a competitor. So my point is, I think we do, particularly NASCAR guys, I think we do them a great injustice, sticking a microphone right in their face as soon as they come out of the car. I mean, they've been out there for 2 or 3 hours beating and banging. And, of course, they want to catch that raw emotion, and they do more times than not. But when they do, then folks come back and label people being a jerk or being this or being that. I'm not defending what Kyle Busch did. He probably didn't handle it right. But, again, he's a competitor. He just came out of the truck. It was a very disappointing night. His crew didn't do well. But it's very easy for the rest of us to go, you know, God, Kyle Busch is a jerk, or Kevin Harvick's a jerk, or this guy's, you know. And again, going back to my scenario, that you get stuck in front of a camera and a microphone right after something went wrong on your job, and I don't think you're going to be a ray of sunshine either. What do you think?
Well, and I agree. And like you said, it's rare because of that sport. I'm a championship barbecue man, and on the rare occasions where me and my team have had a very disappointing competition, and my wife and my team, they know to keep other team people away from me. Keep Mike, let him calm down, let him cool down. And you're right, they don't. If they came over and stuck a microphone in my face right after that, I might be really angry with a competitor. I might be angry with myself or my team, but it would be hard not to be verbal and not to let that anger and that emotion, that's what makes champions. I win because I refuse to lose, and that's the way Kyle Busch is over there. So I respect that. I don't know that there is a super great way to answer those things. And with NASCAR fans, everybody has an opinion, and everybody likes to pick on their other driver or their, that one go-to driver that they like to criticize them. And everybody's got different opinions. But you're exactly right. If you went to, Johnny Fan, works a bulldozer, and things didn't go right, and you stick that microphone in his face, he probably would even have more choice words than Kyle Busch. We think he's being he's saying a lot, but probably what you're seeing is he's really not saying as much as a lot of us actually would say.
You got it. So, and I'm not defending what he did. I'm not defending any of the drivers when they lose it. But again, NASCAR wants to capture that raw emotion. You stick a microphone in somebody after something's gone wrong at the plant or at the job, or you walk in with the salesman lost a big account today, and they lost a lot of money to go through their fingers on the commission. They're not going to be happy, and you're going to get exactly what you think you're going to get, some raw emotion. Hello to Adam Wiles, my buddy Adam. Appreciate him very much. He is cool as the backside of a pillow, he told me. So that's pretty cool right there. And we appreciate Adam and his lovely bride, Erin, and their good peeps there at the old church house. We're talking to Mike Hedrick again. We're live here at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance at 323-8726. How about Mr. Harvick? Again, continues the domination. He's doing it during the regular season, the points races, and then on Saturday night, he and the staff and his crew rocket at the top of the list and bring home $1 million in the All-Star race. Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Now, I'm sitting here, I've got my notes from last week when we were talking about all the facts with the All-Star racing and all the facts, whatever, and I'm looking down at the bottom, and we have a list of all the teams that have won the All-Star races. Hendricks Organizations won 8, Childress, Roush Fenway got 4, Penske 3, Joe Gibbs got 2, and there's no mention of Stewart-Haas Racing in there until now. You're exactly right. It was a great race. Hey, but before we even got to, we got 4 guys that got to be in the race. They weren't actually in the original All-Star. Chase Elliott was voted in as a fan favorite, and we also saw Alex Bowman and Daniel Suarez win their stages. And then A.J. Allmendinger had a very impressive run in the open race, and really actually did good in when we got to the All-Star race. Now, the All-Star race started off with Matt Kenseth on the pole. That was really exciting to see him back in. They even got a shot to be in the thing. But Kevin Harvick, when you get all said and done, he had Daniel Suarez right behind him. He just ran a great race. And that car, that team, that driver, that organization, they are just on fire. And I was wondering, because we know he's been fast in the regular season. He's got 5 wins out of the first 12, which in itself is a record on its own. But now that they put him in a different kind of a car, we know we had a different aero package. There was a restrictor plate on there. They had that big 6-inch wing that was on the tail fin of that thing. So the car was totally different, and yet he still found a way with his team to pull together and get the win. That was just bravo. And he got the $1 million to go along with that. So awesome.
Absolutely. And so now somebody asked me this at church yesterday, and I don't know this answer, and you do because you're on the cutting edge. Percentage-wise, out of that $1 million, he didn't get all of it, but how much money do you think Kevin Harvick actually puts in his pocket out of that meal? Because I'm sure the crew gets it, I guess the ownership gets it. I think it's spread out a lot of different ways, but at the end of the night, how much money do you think out of the $1 million Harvick himself actually got?
He probably got a big chunk out of it. And those kinds of things, those all depend on the contract that you have with your organization. You may have a big contract that just gives you guaranteed money, and then you give all the your award money back to the team. You may have a small contract where they pay you a minimum during the year, and then you get to keep all your big award winnings. I don't know the exact number that he's got. It was going to be huge. I'm sure he got $500,000 or whatever the number is. It's more than I'm making, and so I'm sure they're having a great time there at Stewart-Haas. They got to be proud of how that whole team is doing. They're in their 10th year right now, and so for them not even to have an All-Star win, the season that Kevin Harvick's going on right now. I mean, drivers, they like the trophy, they like the money, but they like the win. It's all about getting the victory and looking around in that garage of very competitive and top-notch drivers, and know in your heart of hearts, I beat you. I beat you at your own game, and you're the top guys at that. So there's a lot of pride involved. I think that this is going to, keep the momentum. We talked Friday that would this race give you momentum into the season? And I said maybe not, because the aero package is so very different. But when you're hitting on all cylinders like these guys are here, be looking for Kevin Harvick to be very strong here. Charlotte, at the Coke 600 here coming up this weekend. I think he is going to be the guy to beat.
We're talking to our buddy again, Mike Hedrick, again, 2-year anniversary the other day of being with us on the show twice a week. He'll be back with us on Friday to set the stage for the Coca-Cola 600. Martin Truex Jr. going to the big house today to go see Donald. I would assume Melania Trump, if she's around, I think you'd want to see her. And so Truex is going to the big house. What's going on with this?
You know, what an honor in our society nowadays, and sometimes it gets a little bit politicized. But when you've done something that you're at the top notch of your sports field, your business field, to be recognized by the President of our United States and to be asked to come to the White House, that's a huge honor. And our guy right there, Martin Truex Jr., and his whole team won the 2017 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series last year. Well, the whole team, Martin Truex and everybody, is heading to the White House today. They're having a big ceremony. I'm sure they'll have the 78 car out there. Maybe we'll see Donald get out there and fire that thing up. It would be huge. He can drive it fast. It would be great. But, yeah, what a great honor. It's sad when we've seen some of the basketball teams and other teams decide that people decide that they're not going to go, or their whole team is going to boycott it. Like we really care about your political opinion. But when you're asked, I think it's a huge honor, and I know how proud Martin Truex would be is right now right there at the White House. With President Donald Trump. I think it's awesome.
It is awesome, and again, anytime you can go to see the Commander-in-Chief, I would jump at the chance to be in the room with the President, because they're the most important person in the free world, and in some cases, the most important person in the world, the President of our United States of America. Charlotte this weekend, the Cup winner from last year, Austin Dillon, started 22nd. He'll be back to defend his crown, the top 5 a year ago. Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., who led 233 laps to the Coca-Cola 600. We just talked about him. He finished 3rd last year. Matt Kenseth, let's talk about him in just a second, what he did at the All-Star race this weekend. He finished 4th a year ago in this race, and Denny Hamlin came home 5th. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Casey Kane all had crashes in the race last year, so they finished at the bottom of the heap. But again, Austin Dillon comes back to defend his crown. What's your take on Matt Kenseth so far? He raced at Kansas. He was in the All-Star race the other night. What's your take on the veteran back in NASCAR?
Well, I think it's one of the fans love it. The fans are still on fire for it. I still think he's kind of feeling out these cars. He started on the pole in the All-Star race. He finished 14th. He kept out of the big mess, but he really wasn't a huge factor. So maybe he's actually discovering what a little bit of a struggle that those cars have, in that number 6 and that number 17. That maybe there is a little bit more difficulty, and just plugging in a superstar driver, it doesn't look like that's fixed it automatically. Now that doesn't mean that he isn't giving his, with these week or two, every week that he's in that car, he's telling them, hey, this isn't right. We're not competitive here. Let's change that. So I think it's going to be just a little bit of a curve on him. I didn't think we'd see him, win the race right straight off the front from when he first got back into a car. But I really believe that he's the right guy for that opportunity. And I think that we're going to see not just his number 6 car there at Roush Fenway, but that 17 car starting to get faster and faster, at least peaking of what their potential is. Now, maybe Roush Fenway doesn't have cars that are actually as fast as the Stuart Haas and the Joe Gibbs and the Hendricks. That might be true right now, but we're gonna see them get to go as fast as I think that they have the potential to, and then it'll be up to the organization how much money and their sponsors to even get them faster than that. Because once you start getting real fast up those guys, it takes a lot more money to really be competitive against that Hendricks and that Joe Gibbs and Stuart Haas organizations.
The Xfinity's race a year ago was won by Ryan Blaney, who started 3rd and brought home the checkers. We'll talk more about that on Friday. Before I let you go, Mike, got a story here I want to get your take on. Growing tension has emerged between NASCAR and its teams. Despite efforts to collaborate more in recent years, several team owners, I guess I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read this, several team owners and their top executives are frustrated by the slow pace of change in NASCAR, which has strained their relationship. This comes as this year's season has seen a continual drop in attendance and ratings, which has ratcheted up the pressure for more dramatic change. And so 5-year sanction agreement between NASCAR and tracks also ending in 2020, opening up the possibility of major changes to the sport's schedule. That's one of the things that the owners are upset about. The second is to slash expenses and do more joint marketing. NASCAR started to implement some cost-cutting measures, such as moving to universal air wrenches. Even that's led to issues with some teams accusing the new spec pit guns of malfunctioning. not accusing, they have. I mean, it happened up here at Bristol for sure. Teams are working hard to find ways to lower cost. Some even want to introduce a budget cap on how much teams can spend per car annually. NASCAR has announced that it's usually between $15 and $20 million per car to run the entire schedule. Also, I want to get your take on this. They are talking about trying midweek Monster Energy races. Some believe the series could have tested these as early as this year, but now with the 2019 schedule already out, that won't be happening until 2020 at the earliest. And then the last thing I want to throw out here too, I'm throwing it a lot, we'll go back item by item, but having no Monster Energy Series drivers in the second-tier Xfinity Series should be the norm. Some Xfinity teams have resisted such an idea because they leverage appearances and name recognition by Monster Energy drivers to help sell sponsorships, even though that has diluted the series' development mantra. The teams are more interested in experimenting with midweek race to increase TV ratings than they care about lowering attendance because they feel like they got the money with the TV ratings anyway. And then the Xfinity Series, Mike, the tracks don't want that to happen because when you don't have the marquee names in the Xfinity Series race, nobody comes out to watch them. So there's several things the owners and NASCAR apparently are kind of at odds with. So let's start with item number one. The 5-year sanction between NASCAR and the tracks ends in 2020. So some of these tracks, they're talking about trying to bring back Rockingham, trying to bring back North Wilkesboro. Those are a couple of things on the table. What's your take on the 5-year sanction agreement between NASCAR and the tracks?
Well, it's a big agreement because it goes along the lines with the charters. We talked about that last week when NASCAR basically has a deal with the TV people at $820 million a year. Now, right now, the way that money is split up, 65% goes to the track, 25% goes to the owners, and a cool 10% goes to NASCAR. Now, those numbers right there are looking to get moved around a little bit. But like you said, some of the we talk about how quick NASCAR is making rules and rule changes. They're very quick, and they make a lot of different rules and changes on the track, but they're very, very slow to work with that business model. And because you've got a lot of pieces, you've got a lot of tracks, you've got a lot of things like that, the TV, you got Monster coming in, and everybody's got their different idea of how it's supposed to be run. Now, before it was always just the France family. They made that up alone. Now we have the Race Team Alliance, and so that aligns a lot of the teams right there, or most of the teams right there, who are trying to get together and get their budgets more together. So there's a lot going on. I think that NASCAR is looking at a lot of things. The races in the midweek, they're able to look at those because that could open up some tracks that might be a track that's more near a city that's not going to have a lot of camping that you would get for people that come out for the weekend. But somebody in a city, or maybe Las Vegas or different ones, would be able to get right from the city right to the track midweek and make that happen. Now, if the TV ratings are falling, if they're falling on a Sunday afternoon when people are known to be watching NASCAR, I would have to see the demographics where they show me that people would turn in on a Wednesday night. I know a lot of my redneck buddies. Night races are just tough for them. They're blue-collar workers. They got to get up at 4:30 in the morning to be on the job at 6 o'clock, and having a race that comes on at nighttime at 8 or 9 o'clock at night that's not going to end up till midnight. So I would have to see how they really could show that that's going to help out. But everybody has such different big pieces of interest in the sport, and I think it's all going to work out. I think we're going to see NASCAR work with the teams more. The teams, now that they have that Race Team Alliance, they're just understanding the power that they have and some of that leverage. So I think we're all going to see it all work out. I don't know that people are really fighting right now, but everybody has in NASCAR, we know, even talking to fans, everybody has a different opinion.
Everybody has a different opinion. You're exactly right. And so last but not least, the age-old question. We've heard this back in the Busch Series. Now it's the Xfinity Series. When the Cup drivers drop down, some of the drivers like that in the Xfinity Series. Some don't. They want to race against themselves. Others say, hey, I get better when I'm racing the Cup guys. The tracks like the Cup guys being in there because it brings fans out to watch the marquee names. Let's face it, we're going to come watch Joey Logano probably quicker than Justin Allgaier. Not a thing wrong with Justin. Just doesn't have the name value, or the name recognition, or the success behind the name. And so the other side of that piece of the puzzle is you look at the fact that they don't come in, but the competition The drivers say, yeah, we like to go up against the Cup drivers. And then NASCAR's come back and squeeze the Cup drivers, said you can only race in so many races in the Xfinity and the Truck Series going forward to let this series be more standalone. But it can't stand alone when nobody's out watching the race, because nobody's in the stands, because it doesn't have the marquee name. So it's kind of a catch-22. What's your take on all that?
Well, I think you're right. It is a catch-22, and then once you start learning more about all the different sides, I could sit here. I could argue both sides of this. I could argue that that they shouldn't be there. Then I could argue the sides of the track. I think what we need to see is the Xfinity drivers, the Xfinity teams, and team owners decide what's best for them, and then work with the series itself. Me personally, I like Xfinity drivers. Mainly being those guys in the race. I don't. It's almost kind of, as soon as you put a Cup driver in there, you can almost know that he's going to get that race. So maybe they're already in a good direction by limiting how many that they can race in. They definitely don't let them do that towards the end of when they're in the playoffs. So I don't know what that magic number of limiting it is. The teams have kind of got around that. Kyle Busch used to run 20 or 30 races in the Truck Series, and they field that back. Well, what they do is they just put a different one of their Cup drivers into that same seat. So we really haven't seen, when these bigger teams pull their Cup driver out, that it's actually another opportunity for an Xfinity driver. Usually they're switching out, like a Ganassi. If it's not going to be Kyle Larson running that Xfinity car, well, look, they put Jamie McMurray in it. Jamie McMurray doesn't run Xfinity races. Well, he does now because they've limited to that. So I'm not sure what the magic number is. I like seeing the Xfinity guys really go out there and beat, bang it, and they race hard together. I can also see the advantage of having somebody that's better out there, and that gives you a dog or a fox to go chase. I think there's a lot of learning in that as well. So again, this is one of those things I probably could argue both sides on this, Cap Top.
Absolutely. And we could go on about it all day long, but again, that's why we got this guy on. He does a phenomenal job. Mike Hedrick, get back to your chores. Enjoy a muggy day there in Northern Virginia. We'll catch up with you Friday and get ready to preview the Coca-Cola 600, the longest race of the year at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll talk to you on Friday. Great job, my friend. Have a great week. I'll talk to you then, all right?
All right, Buck. God bless everybody real good. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Here's my man, Mike Hedrick. I like that. Woo-hoo-hoo. He does a phenomenal job. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate him very much. Our buddy Mike Hedrick again with the NASCAR Fan Reporter. Hey, we're live at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance on this Monday. We're here live. We want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, because a day like today, you definitely want to be out there and you want to be protected in what? Right here. Blue Lizard, Australian sunscreen. Yeah, let's put it right there. Blue Lizard. Water resistant for 80 minutes, zinc oxide formula. This is the Sport brand. Again, as we've told you, the folks at Blue Lizard at Crown Laboratories in Johnson City say that this will actually stay on for 240 minutes before you have to reapply. But the Federal Drug Administration, to level the playing field, to make sure everybody gets a fair shot, because this particular product is so much better, and the statistics will back it up. It is so much better than the competition, but to give everybody else a chance to sell their product, they have said put 80 minutes on there for everybody. Zinc oxide formula, dermatologists recommended. The bottle turns blue in UV light. You see the 30-plus SPF. It is made in Johnson City / Tri-Cities and sent all over the world. Blue Lizard, Australian sunscreen, will be doing a show there, I think, next week, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to be over there with Jeff Bedard and the folks, and they do a phenomenal job. Blue Lizard, Australian sunscreen right there. Again, you have Sport, you have Sensitive, you have Face, you have one for baby. And please, if you have a little person, make sure you lather them up before you let them go out and play in the sun or go in the pool. Make sure they have this on, because statistics will tell you that as many times you got burnt when you were a kid, that's when the damage is done. So later on in life, your body will, not everybody's, but the frequency of sunburning as a little person enhances the opportunity to develop skin cancer as you get older, and that's just a fact, and the folks from Blue Lizard will tell you that. So Blue Lizard, Australian sunscreen, we appreciate them very much. They do a great job and can't thank them enough for being the sponsor here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live here at Bracken Paving. Quick break. We'll be right back, and we're gonna visit with Corey Moore is due to join us coming up right after this time out. We are live here at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance in Bloomville. That phone number again is 323-8726. Looking for a free quote. They'll come out and give you a quote. Right now they're 2.5 weeks out as far as doing paving. They can come out and give you a quote in the next couple of days. And again, if you don't need the services of Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance, they will tell you. They're not going to hoodoo you. They'll say, it's not as bad as you think. It's going to be okay. And that's, to a lot of folks, it's music to their ears to hear that. So anyway, we'll talk with Corey coming up. And also check out the NBA and the National Hockey League coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Welcome to the Mini Morning News Show, where we are so excited about Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis for breakfast that we've minified the news.
In real estate news, tiny homes for those who like everything within arm's reach.
In culinary news, micro food, because, small plates.
In entertainment news, this year it's all about the mini-series.
In pop culture news, mini everything.
Because, aw. All right, thanks for listening. Now go put some mini in your morning with the chicken you love for breakfast. Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis until 10:30 a.m.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, don't forget to be sure and get your name in the hat to win tickets to Dollywood. These are one-day passes. We'll give them away 2 weeks from today. TomTaylorSports.com/contest is all you need, and we'll take it from there. First name, last name, your email address, we can get a hold of you, and, of course, the town you're from. We'd appreciate that very much, and so it's all you've got to do. and we'll make sure that you are in the running to win tickets to go to Dollywood to be used anytime between now and the end of the year, end of the calendar year. So it's really neat, and we certainly think that's a cool thing to do, and so that would be a good thing. Let's put this right there a little bit closer. There we go. Let's do this right here. There, I like that a little bit better. Right there. Tom Doe Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. It's flopping back here. All right, top storyline coming out of the Golden State Warriors, 126-85 annihilation of the Houston Rockets in Game 3. There's a butt whooping. Again, was Steph Curry. Obviously, Curry's game after disappointing performances in the first two games of the series, 18 points in Game 1, 16 points in Game 2, a combined 2 for 13 from three-point range. Broke out in a big-time way yesterday, 35 points in 34 minutes, adding 6 rebounds. Had a step-back three of James Harden all over him, and so the place went nuts. At a 30-foot three-pointer, crowd went bonkers, and so big win yesterday, obviously, for the Golden State Warriors to get back into the win column after losing. And so it's a 2-1 lead, I should say, in the series between Golden State and the Houston Rockets. And so the NBA picks back up again tonight. That would be with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics in Cleveland tonight. That series 2-1. Then they'll play in Golden State tomorrow night. Houston and Golden State game 4 of that series. And so Golden State leads 2-1. Cleveland and Boston. Celtics lead that series 2-1. Celtics blew them out the Cavaliers blew them out on Saturday night by 30, 116-86. So same two teams tonight. They'll go at it, as we said, in Cleveland, in front of the Cavaliers home fans with one LeBron James. National Hockey League, let's see what's going on there. The Cinderella story continues. Vegas winning. They beat Winnipeg yesterday 2-1. They win the series 4-1, so they will now go for the first expansion team into the National Hockey League Stanley Cup Finals since 1968. Tampa Bay skates at Washington tonight. Tampa Bay leads that series 3-2. So the Lightning, if they can win to the nation's capital, they will eliminate the Capitals and get ready for Vegas. Vegas gets a couple days off, obviously, to get ready for whomever comes their way. And that would be, obviously, either Vegas waits on either Tampa Bay or Washington in the National Hockey League Stanley Cup Finals. Our great sponsors at Food City. Again, here are some of the specials going on this week at all Food Cities. A buy one, get one free going on. And so, how about this? Here is Claudie. Here's a picture of Claudie. Remember they're doing the treasure hunt? They went into Claudie's house and she had enough of the brand names. It's $100 a brand. Made herself $1,100 by purchasing Food City store brands. So how about that? So you wonder if people are winning this. They are. The treasure hunt. And so here's some buy one get one frees this week at all Food Cities through tomorrow night. Kern sandwich bread, buy one get one free. Townhouse crackers, buy one get one free. Mayfield ice cream, selected varieties of yogurt or Mayfield ice cream, buy one get one free this week again at your local Food City. Food Club potato chips, buy one get one free. Chunk or shredded cheese from Food Club, buy one get one free. Bath tissue, Simply Done paper towels, 6 to 12 rolls, or bath tissue, buy one get one free. And also you have Wide Awake coffee, buy one get one free this week at your local Food City. Out of the meat department, you can see the Food City Fresh ground round for $3.99 a pound, top sirloin steak for $4.99 a pound, chicken tenders for $5.99, and raw shrimp for $4.99. Put on the grill. Also, Pepsi products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans for $2.99 this week at your local Food City. And then also, you have, look at some of these, man, that looks good. Bistro Deli Classic Hammer Turkey, $6.99 a pound. How about this, a French dip combo out of the deli. Chips, fries, a 16-ounce drink, and a French dip sandwich for $5, again, at your local Food City. And let's see, got some more buy one get one frees back here. Kellogg's Nutri-Grain bars, buy one get one free. Food Club mustard, also Food Club ice cream cones, the ice cream cones you put the dip ice cream into, buy one get one free. Food Club tortilla chips, and salsa, buy one, get one free. So a lot of BOGOs, as they call them, again, going on this week at your local Food City, including kids getting ready to get out of school for the summer, drinking a lot of apple juice, 64-ounce bottles of buy one, get one free apple juice, again, at your local Food City. It is very, very good. We told you the Pepsi products. If you're a Coca-Cola connoisseur, you got 12 packs, 12-ounce cans, 3 for $12 at your local Food City. And don't forget, they still got the Scott strawberries going on right now at your local Food City. Hello to Jerry Keller. We're live again for a few more minutes. We are live again, as we said, at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance at 323-8726. 323-8726 is the number to call. I want to talk about a couple of our quick sponsors before we go to the break and tell you about the good folks from Food City. Again, coming down to the end of the month, you have a chance to vote on charities here in the Tri-Cities, winning up to $12,500. This is really cool. The 100th birthday, and honor the grocery store's centennial, they're giving away $100,000 in charity. Now, they're doing it in 4 different geographic areas: Chattanooga, Knoxville, Southeast Kentucky, and right here in the Tri-Cities. 3 winners out of each of those 4 areas. And so the first place winner will be receiving $12,500 from Food City. The second place gets $7,500, and the third place gets $5,000. How about that? So here are the 10 charities. You go to the website and vote on foodcitycharitychallenge.com. foodcitycharitychallenge.com. Here are the 10 here are the 10 charities that you can vote on. Speedway Children's Charities, United Way of Southwest Virginia, Abuse Alternatives, Coalition for Kids, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Tennessee, Girls on the Run, Alzheimer's Association of Tennessee, Communities and Schools of Southwest Virginia, Mountain Mission School, and the Donna Hope in Johnson City. Those are the 10 charities. 3 of those are going to win. The one who gets the most votes will get $12,500. The one who gets the second most votes will get $7,500. And the one who gets the third most votes gets $5,000. And you're the one who votes on it. You and I go to foodcitycharitychallenge.com. foodcitycharitychallenge.com, and there's all the instructions how to vote for your favorite charity. And I think you can do it more than once. And so foodcitycharitychallenge.com, but it ends coming up at the end of this month. And then finally, before we go to the break, what's going on at Sprint? They, again, with all limited data plans, they offer free Hulu for you on everything with all limited data plans at Sprint. And so the iPhone 10 with new activation, only $20. The iPhone 10 with new activation, only $20. You can lease an iPhone 8. You can lease one and get the second one free. If you lease 2, you get 4. You lease 2, you get 2. You lease 2 phones, you get 2 phones free. The iPhone 8, available again at Sprint. Also, they have the free LG G-Pad tablet with unlimited tablet data for only $25. They also have the LG V30 Plus, normally $38, for only $12 for new and existing customers. Plus, they're going to waive the $30 activation fee at your local Sprint store. And so that's what's going on with Sprint. But again, the iPhone 10, the latest and greatest phone, the iPhone 10 with new activation, only $20, again, at your Sprint store. And we appreciate them being with us very much. You can see right here, obviously, on the side, the good folks from Sprint. Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Let's check in with our buddy Jeremy Livesey and the great folks at Movement Mortgage. And they're moving. He had 3 leads yesterday. Folks calling him up on Sunday. This guy works around the clock practically. Movement Mortgage, 'tis the season. A lot of folks moving from point A to point B, trying to get where they're going and get established, get settled in before school starts, because the summer times are getting shorter and shorter for kids to go back to school. And of course, some systems go year round. So Movement Mortgage, very, very busy this time of year, as most of the school systems here in our area are winding down this week, and the first of next week are the latest. And so here's our buddy Jeremy Livesey from Movement Mortgage on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. With one of our great sponsors again here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, our dear friend Jeremy Livesey from Movement Mortgage. See behind us the jeremylivesey.com and 671. This is a neat process. It's working big time for the organization. Tell me about it.
Well, basically, our 6-hour underwriting process just basically revolutionizes the area, because not any other lenders are doing that. And our 7-day processing period just means that we're getting everything processes in 7 days, and then 1 day to close. So once everything's final approved, it gets to the title company in 1 day.
number, the first number we're talking about is 6. What's that represent?
6 is from the time that we take the loan application and we submit it to the underwriting team, whatever you want to call them. About 6 hours later, we get our approval.
Here he goes.
So, yeah.
That's 6. The middle number is 7. Tell me about that.
7 is once the underwriter approves the loan, then they send us the condition sheets, and between me and my assistant and our processor, we have 7 days to get all the documents and everything back to the underwriter for our final approval.
And then the last number out of 671 would be just numero uno.
Yeah, just the 1. So once everything is done, then the closer for our team will package up everything that needs to be done at the title company for the legal part with the deed and deed of trust and notes and all that stuff. Sends all that to them, gets all the money ready, send it to them so we can close.
Website is Jeremy Livesey, Livesay, jeremylivesey.com. VA loans, tell me about that from Movement Mortgage and Jeremy Livesey.
Yeah, this area is very good for VAs just because of the VA med centers here, and most of the people like to retire in this area, and a lot of them are veterans. So we offer 100% financing with no mortgage insurance to them. Still can close in 30 days or less. So I mean, it's not a big deal for them. And on our end, we enjoy it because we've got it down to a science. So.
Number 2, the FHA loan. Tell me about that.
FHA, it's more for people with less money to put down. Sometimes they do have some credit issues or just debt to income issues. And depending on where they're wanting to buy at, there are some different grant programs available as well. So we do a lot of the FHAs. This area is just a hotbed for FHAs just because of the, East Tennessee. We got a lot of younger people buying. A lot of people that just don't have a lot of money to put down. They don't have the 20% down like they used to have to get to buy a house. So.
JeremyLivesey.com is a website you want to go to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll let you know what's there here in just a moment when you get there. USDA loans, tell me about those.
USDA or the rural development loans, that's basically for the county, and they offer 100% financing as well. The guidelines for underwriting are a little bit stricter, but you do get 100% financing, so you kind of pay the price on a few things, but to get 100% financing on a $150,000, $200,000 house, get it for nothing, it's not a bad deal.
VA loans, FHA, USDA, and then last but not least, conventional loans.
Conventional is just your vanilla loans, 15, 20, sometimes 10% down, depending on what your situation is. More for your people with higher credit scores, some money down, lower debt ratios, and stuff like that. They do have some advantages to it. They're a little bit easier to do as far as paperwork, and we do a ton of it.
Office located right across from the Cracker Barrel in Boones Creek. JeremyLivesey.com. 6-hour underwriting process, 7-day processing period, 1 day to close. And so, again, when we go to JeremyLivesey.com, what will we find?
You will find, like I said before, you'll find a nice picture of me. Also has a little button underneath that says apply now, so you can go on there and it'll actually walk you through it and tell you exactly what you need to provide as far as the documentation, and put your name, address, phone number, social security number, all that stuff. It comes straight to my desk, and we can have you an approval the same day.
Here you go. Yeah. JeremyLivesey.com. Movement Mortgage. You can check them out. Again, located physically here in Boones Creek, right across from the Cracker Barrel. But again, the website, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jeremy, Jeremy, and then Livesay or Livesey, Livesay, easy to spell. JeremyLivesey.com, and it's a busy time right now.
It is,
and you love it.
I do.
VA, FHA, USDA, and conventional loans. Give him a call. The process is called 671. Again, Jeremy Livesey, Movement Mortgage, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Thanks again. Hello, Betty Lacey. Thanks again to Jeremy Livesey, Movement Mortgage. Appreciate him very much. And before we get out of here, I do want to remind you one more time, if you haven't registered, you want to register for the Jason Witten Football Camp coming up, 16th Annual Camp. That'll be JasonWitten82.com. You see there on the bottom of the screen. Where's the finger at? There you go. Coming up on June the 16th in a couple of weeks, Father's Day weekend. Again, first session from 9 until 12. That'll be for ages 7 through 12, and the second session ages 13 through 18 from 1:30 to 4:30. And again, that will be JasonWitten82.com is where you want to go to get that signed up and get ready to go, because it's free, obviously no charge. It's going to be at Citizens Bank Stadium, again, as we said, in Elizabethton on Father's Day weekend on that Saturday, June the 16th. So there you go. So Before we get out of here, I do want to remind you one more time, here's the bracketing for tomorrow's games. Let's start first off in baseball. AAA tomorrow, our local teams, again, in the AAA baseball tournament. Science Hill, 35-7 against Collierville, 35-7. That'll be at 5 o'clock tomorrow night at Siegel High School. Also, Rossview and Siegel are in it, as are Arlington, Stewart's Creek, Brentwood playing Seymour. That's in the AAA baseball tournament. In AA, the Elizabethton Cyclones at 26-8, taking on Stewart County at 24-6, at 5 o'clock tomorrow at Smyrna High School. The other side of that bracket is Grundy County and Riverside. Also in the AA tournament, the Greenville Green Devils at 24-11, taking on Smith County. They play tomorrow at 5 o'clock at Blackman High School. And then Forest and Covington, the only team back from last year. Covington finished third in the state a year ago. Hello, Betty Lacey. They will take on Forest tomorrow in the AA tournament. In single A, University High takes on the defending state champion Loretta, 31-2. University High 23-11 in the double elimination game. They'll play tomorrow night at 7:30 at Middle Tennessee State. The other side of that bracket is South Pittsburgh and Trinity Christian. Also in single A baseball, Greenback and Union City will play each other, as will Columbia Academy and Gordonsville. So 3 teams in it from last year, returning back this year: Loretto, Greenback, and Gordonsville. And again, Loretto won the whole kit and caboodle in the single A baseball tournament. In softball from the state tournament in AAA, Knoxville plays Walker Valley, Dyer County against Brentwood, Ottawa battles William Blunt, and Henry County takes on Hardin County. 5 teams were in it from a year ago. Knoxville, Dyer County, Brentwood, Ottawa, and Henry County are all in the big dance. And again, the winner a year ago was Gibbs, who dropped down to AA, and they're in the AA tournament for sure, as they will take on Dyersburg. And so 5 teams a year ago are in the AA tournament. McNairy Central and Kingston will play. White House Heritage and Meigs County, rather. Sweetwater battles Creekwood. Gibbs will take on Dyersburg, and that's your bracketing for the AA girls tournament. McNairy Central, state runner-up a year ago. Meigs County, who was the single-A state champ, has moved up to the AA, so actually you want to have 6 out of the 8 teams have been to the big dance a year ago. So McNairy Central, Meigs County, Sweetwater, Creekwood, and Dyersburg are all back from a year ago, and Gibbs moves down from AAA. So to be honest with you, that's going to be the best bracket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 8 teams were there a year ago, and 2 former state champions are in the AA softball fields. This is going to be a very, very competitive AA softball tournament. And then in single A, the Unaka Lady Rangers punched their ticket to go back again from last year. They're 28-12. They will play Gibson County, who is 24-10, tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock at McKnight Field number 3. They're in Murfreesboro. The other teams in the single A tournament: Summertown against Whitwell. They both were there last year. Cascade plays South Fulton. Gibson County, as we said, taking on the Unaka Lady Rangers, and Sail Creek battles Houston County. And that's your bracketing for the single A, AA, and AAA softball and baseball state tournament starting tomorrow in Murfreesboro. I want to say thanks to Bracken Paving, 323-8726. Evan Crawford, thank you, my friend, for coming by and talking. Corey Moore got called out on a job site, so he couldn't be here. It's totally understandable, because that comes first, obviously, trying to make money and commerce. So do thank Evan Crawford for stopping by. Thanks to Bracken Paving. 323-8726 is the number to call. There it is, Bracken Paving. Again, discover the difference. The website is brackenpaving.com, and you see right there. To get a free estimate, you can go 323-8726, 323-8726 to get a free quote. They'll come out and give you a quote, and right now they're about 2.5 weeks out from paving, and so, which is really not that bad for this time of year. So obviously, as more folks come on board later on in the spring and summer, it'll be a little bit longer, I would think. So you'd want to give them a call now and have them come out and again give you a quote. 323-8726 is the number to call. So on behalf of Spencer, McKenzie, and Nick, again, the co-owners of said company, and so Spencer, McKenzie, and the folks, and also for Evan Crawford and Corey Moore, this is Tom Taylor again, live from Bracken Paving, 323-8726. Again, reminding you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. We'll see you tomorrow. Show number 752 tomorrow. We'll see you then. Until tomorrow, from Bracken Paving, we say so long, everybody.